So here's my 2002 Katana. So I'll be showing you guys the basic functions of a bike today. So let's start off on the right side of the bike. The right side of the bike is basically your braking system. Down here, this is your rear brakes. By pressing it down, that will apply your rear brakes. And here on the handlebar, you have your throttle. For those folks who are used to driving cars, this is like a gas pedal here. By pulling it down, that'll give you more gas, more power to the rear brakes, or to the rear tires. And here, this is your front brake. By pressing it in, that'll apply your front brakes. Now keep in mind that your front brakes basically supplies 80% of your braking power. So don't press it too hard. I mean, if you do so, make sure you're very careful. Otherwise, you might find yourself flying like Superman. Okay. Here we have what they call a kill switch. This is when your bike kind of get out of control, and you can't really control it at the time, or you don't have enough time to control it. So you just press the kill switch now to kill the motor. So that'll give you time to take control of your bike again. And if you want to restart your bike again, make sure that the kill switch is off. All right. So now let's go to the left side of the bike. So your left side of the bike is basically your shifting side. Down here, that's basically your gear section. This is what shifts all your gears up and down. And I'll talk about it a little later afterward to kind of explain the shifting on a bike. And here on your handle, you have this here. Doesn't really do anything. It's just for grip. So just hold on to this. But here, this here is for your clutch. So every time you're shifting, you press a clutch in. And for those folks who know how to drive a stick shift, it's kind of like the same concept. Clutch in, shift. Okay. This button here is kind of self-explanatory. This is just your headlights. When it's down here, that means just your standard headlights are on. But if you need to turn on your high beam, just flick it up. And here you have your turning signals. Left, right, self-explanatory. And for my bike, to turn off this turning signal, you just press it back in. It may be different on your bike. Down here, I'm not sure if you can see it, here's a honk button. Just press when you need to honk at somebody. Here, right here, this is your choke button. So, or switch actually. This is kind of like when you're warming the bike up. If the bike's been sitting for a while, go ahead and use your choke. I recommend choking it around 2 to 3, sometimes 4 RPMs. But that's really your discretion. Usually when my bike has been sitting for a day or two, I usually put it up to 4,000 if I got to go somewhere quick. Other than that, just leave it around 2 to 3. Down here, like I mentioned earlier, this is what basically controls your gears. Okay, so on a car, like a stick shift car, the shifting is kind of like in a gearbox kind of formation. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse in some cars, etc. But see, in a bike, it's a vertical. You have your neutral down here, or you have your first gear down here at the very bottom gear, and then to go to neutral, you would half click it up like that, and that'll take you to neutral. And then if you want to go to second gear, you just click it back up. At the same time, you're holding the clutch in when you're doing that. Okay, and then for third, fourth, fifth, etc., just keep shifting it up. First gear, this is how I tell you if you're in first gear, you just tap it all the way down until you can't anymore, and you'll know when you have the clutch in. Until you can't kick it down anymore, you know you're in first gear. And when you're starting the bike has to be neutral. So just clutch in and half tap it up. And there's a light that I forgot to mention. This light here, this neutral light here. Where is it? Right here. This neutral light when it's on neutral, it should come on. That lets you know that your bike is on neutral. And so, in order to start your bike, it has to be neutral. Let's talk about starting the bike. So, first you get on the bike, you grab your clutch in, okay? Make sure your dead man switch is off, because if it's on, you won't start the bike at all, even if it's in neutral. So you hold on the clutch, and then see this button over here, which is right below the dead man switch. You press that in, and that should fire your bike up. And if you're choking your bike, first choke it to where you like maybe right about there. Yeah, right about there. And then pressing the clutch, and this switch down here. That'll fire the bike up, and as soon as the bike start, is going to hold it at a certain RPM, depending how hard you press depending how hard you pull down the choke switch. All right, and your bike should start up, and then you should let it idle for a couple of 4 or 5 minutes just to kind of get the bike warmed up.